Can you sit down now if you're going to do something? Good evening, everybody. How nice to see you this evening. While you are watching my fire... Ooh, I already turned it off. Look, there you go. That doesn't work, does it? While you are... What have I done? What have I done? I have no idea what I have done. None. I was going to say, while you're listening to the beautiful music, and then I managed to turn the beautiful music off. And I have no idea what I have done. It's doing that thing that my computer does sometimes when it's playing music and then suddenly it stops. There we go. So, while you are watching my fire and listening to my beautiful music, I will quickly invite some people on to the video. Invite some people Good evening, everybody. It's so lovely to see you. Oh, let me just turn... There you go. Little fire going. Burning quite heavily, isn't it, there? Fantastic. Oh, shit. Just realised. Oh, excuse my French. I just realised I swore on camera. Now I know why it was doing that. This, by the way, is the beautiful music of Kanyab Saderi. This one is called Went. Invited to Dustin Hoffman's masterclass. What do you think? Hi, Michelle. So I'll be with you in a minute, guys. I am just inviting a bunch of people so that they know that it's going on, like I usually do every evening.
چشمکش مانند پتکی قلب عاشقاتک لب نشان روی محرویان همی دارد روخ گیسوان چون کمندش فاصله عاشق در
Isn't this music beautiful? Scroll down again. Scroll down. Have I done this well? No? I got that far. We're nearly there. Egyptology books, I don't know. I'm missing that one thing again. Why does it never come up? Oh, I did. I shared it. Okay, we're good. We're good, everybody. We can start. I will turn the music down in a minute. Welcome to my half. Oh, look. Can you see it? Let me just try and pull my camera a little bit closer. Can you see it's got that beautiful, beautiful blue colour? Hold on a minute, let me... Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous, right? I could just go and just leave you with the fire all evening long. There we go. Okay, good evening everybody. My name is, hi Elizabeth, hi Samina, hi Saeed, and Michelle I already said hello to. Welcome to a reading of 1001 Nights by the Half Fire. How special is that? Oh wow. Isn't that fantastic? Now it's gone this beautiful. Beforehand it was this gorgeous like blue colour rising up behind that great big log of wood there, and now you can see it's got like a beautiful warm orange glow going on at the back there. And by the way, this wood is all natural, cut from a tree which we happen to have in our garden, and it was getting very big and too dangerous for our neighbours, so we had to have it cut back. So it's been drying out since we had it cut sometime in summer, and now in the last 2 weeks we have been burning it for all of our guests who listen to our readings. So my name is Joanna Godwin Seidel. I am a director and actress, and I run Vienna Theatre Project, and I will be your host this evening for a reading of 1001 Nights, and I hope I picked the right nights. And we will start. Am I going to need some more light, because unfortunately these pages have been printed quite black. Actually, I think I will, unfortunately. Yes. Guys, I will give you a dark light for the fire again later. That's going to burn for quite a while. Oh yes, that's much better. That's going to burn for quite a while, so don't worry. We'll have a bit more of the fire again at the end of the evening, but I'm sure you can see it quite beautifully now, right? Okay, so now, when it was the 227th night, Scheherazade said, "It has reached me, O auspicious king, that Shaykh who met Asad smiled in his face and said to him, 'O my son, meseemeth thou art a stranger.' And Asad said, 'Yes, I am a stranger.' Then rejoined the old man, 'Verily, thou gladdenest our country with thy presence, O my son, and thou desolatest thine own land by reason of thy absence. What wantest thou of the market?' Quoth Asad, 'O uncle, I have a brother with whom I have come from a far land, and with whom I have journeyed these 3 months. And when we sighted this city, I left him, who is my elder brother, upon the mountain, and came hither purposing to buy victual, and what else, and return therewith to him, that we might feed thereon.' Said the old man, 'Rejoice in all good, O my son, and know that thou today I give a marriage feast, to which I have bidden many guests, and I have made ready plenty of meats, the best and most delicious that heart can desire. So, if thou wilt come with me to my place, I will give thee freely all thou lackest without asking thee a price or aught else. Who, moreover, I will teach thee the ways of this city, and praised be Allah, O my son, that I and none other have happened upon thee.' 'As thou wilt,' answered Asad. 'Do as thou art disposed, but make haste, for indeed my brother awaiteth me, and his whole heart is with me.' The old man took Asad by the hand and carried him to a narrow lane, smiling in his face and saying, 'Glory be to him who hath delivered thee from the people of this city.' And he ceased not walking till he entered a spacious house, wherein was a saloon. And behold, in the middle of it were 40 old men, well stricken in years, collected together and forming a single ring, as they sat around about a lighted fire, to which they were doing worship and prostrating themselves. When Asad saw this, he was confounded, and the hair of his body stood on end, though he knew not who they were or what. And by the way, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a picture of the men around the fire. See, we even get some pictures in the book. It's exciting, isn't it? He knew who they were, and Sheikh said to them, 'O elders of the fire, how blessed is this day!' Then he called aloud, saying, 'Hello, Gazban!' Whereupon there came out to him a tall, black person of frightful aspect, grim-visaged and flat-nosed as an ape, who, when the old man made a sign to him, bent Asad's arms behind his back and pinioned them, after which the Shaykh said to him, 'Let him down into the vault under the earth, and there leave him, and say to my slave girl, such an one, torture him day and night, and give him a cake of bread to eat morning and evening, against the time come of the voyage to the blue sea and the mountain of fire, whereon we will slaughter him as a sacrifice.' So the black man carried him out at another door and raised a flag in the floor, discovered a flight of 20 steps leading down to a chamber under the earth, into which he descended with him, and laying his feet in irons, gave him over to the slave girl and went away. Meanwhile, the old man said to one another, "When the day of the festival of the fire cometh, we will sacrifice him on the mountain as a propitiatory offering, whereby we shall pleasure the fire." Presently, the damsel went down to him and bent him a grievous beating, till streams of blood flowed from his sides, and he fainted. After which she set at his head a scone of bread and a cruse of brackish water, and went away and left him. In the middle of the night he revived and found himself bound and beaten and sore with beating. So he wept bitter tears, and recalling his former condition of honour and prosperity, lordship and dominion, and his separation from his sire, and his exile from his native land. And Scheherazade perceived the dawn of day, and ceased saying her permitted say. Now, when it was the 200. Good evening, and anybody who comes back, I have absolutely no idea what happened there. Suddenly the Facebook was gone. Do this. So for anybody who wants to come back, you are more than welcome to do so. I shall carry on reading, and then later I will combine these two videos together. Because now, when it was the 228th night, she said, "It has reached me, O auspicious king, that when Asad found himself bound and beaten and sore with beating, he recalled his wildsome condition of honour and prosperity and dominion and lordship, and he wept and groaned aloud and recited these couplets. Stand by the ruined stead and ask of us, nor deem we dwell there as was the state of us. The world that parter hath departed us, yet soothes not hateful hearts the fate of us. With whips a cursed slave girl scourges us, and teems her breast with rancorous hate of us. Allah shall haply deign to unpart our lives, chastise our foes, and end this strait of us. And when Asad had spoken his poetry, he put out his hand towards his head, and finding there the crust and the cruse full of brackish water, he ate a bittock, just enough to keep life in him, and drank a little water, but could get no sleep till morning for the swarms of bugs and lice. And as soon as it was day, the slave girl came down to him and changed his clothes, which were drenched with blood, and stuck to him, so that his skin came off with the shirt. Wherefore he shrieked aloud and cried, Alas! And said, O my God, if this be thy pleasure, increase it upon me. O Lord, verily thou art not unmindful of him that oppresseth me. Do thou then avenge me upon him. And he groaned and repeated the following verses. Patient, O Allah, to thy destiny I bow, suffice me for what thou deign decree. patient to bear thy will, O Lord of me, patient to burn on coals of Gaza tree. They wrong me, visit me with hurt and harm. Haply thy grace from them shall set me free. For bet, O Lord, from thee to spare the wronger, O Lord of destiny, my hope in thee. And what another saith, bethink thee not of worldly state, leave everything to course of fate. For oft a thing that irketh thee shall in content eventuate, and oft what strait is shall expand, and what expanded is waxed strait. Allah will do what wills his will, so he, not thou, importunate. But joy the view of coming weal shall make forget past bult and belt. And when he had ended his verse, the slave girl came down upon him with blows till he fainted again, and throwing him a flap of bread and a gugglet of water, saltish water, went away and left him. And lonely bound in chains of iron, with the blood of streaming from his sides, and far from those he loved, so he wept and called to his brother, and the honours he erst enjoyed. And Shahrazad perceived the dawn of day, and ceased saying her permitted say. Now, when it was the 220th night, Shahrazad said, It has reached me, O auspicious king, that Asad called to his brother, and the honours he first enjoyed. So he wept and groaned and complained, and poured forth tears in floods, and improvised these couplets. Easy, O fate, how long this wrong, this injury, robbing each morn and ere my brotherhood for me? It's not time now that deem this lengthy sufficiency of woes, and O thou heart of rock, show clemency. My friends thou wrongest when thou madst each enemy, mock and exalt me from thy wrongs, thy tyranny. My foreman's heart is salated by the things he saw in me of strengthened and lonely misery. Suffice thee not what came upon my head of dole, friends lost for ever, eyes wan and pale of blee, but must in prison cast so narrow there in naught, save hand to bite, with bitten hand for company, and tears that tempest down like goodly gift of cloud, and longing thirst, whose fire wheat to satisfy. Grateful yearnings, sin gulfs and unceasing sighs, repine, remembrance, and pain's very ecstasy. I desire a suffer sore and melancholy deep, and I must bide a prey to endless pregnancy. I find me near a friend who looks with piteous eye, and seeks my presence to allay my misery. Say, liveth any intimate with trusty love, who for mine ill will groan my sleepless malady? To whom moan I can make, and preadventure he shall pity eyes that sight of sleep can never see? The flea and bug suck up my blood as white that drinks wine from the proffering hand of fair virginity. Amid the lice my body eye remindeth me of orphans good in Kazi's claw of villainy. My home's a sepulchre that measures cubits three, where pass I mourn and Eve in chained agony. My wines are tears, my clank of chains takes music's stead, cares my dessert of fruit, and sorrows are my bed. And When he had versed his verse, had prosed his prose, he again groaned and complained, and remembered what he had been, and how he had been parted from his brother. Thus far concerning him. But as regards his brother Amjad, he awaited Asad till midday, yet he returned not to him. Whereupon Amjad's victuals fluttered. The pangs of partings were so sore upon him, and he poured forth abundant tears. And Scheherazade perceived the dawn of day, and ceased saying her permitted say. And ladies and gents, I'm going to join these two videos together and reload them up. Oh, it's a bit of a deep look. Reload them up on Facebook. I am sorry for the breaking up. I don't know what happened. I was reading and suddenly, bam, it was gone. But I wish you all a very beautiful evening. Many blessings from me tonight. Take care. Look after yourself. Many salams and goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.